Be honest with you, I never thought about when I was playing and one day that I was going to be in a Hall of Fame. I play the game because I love it. I play the game because I want to win. I play the game because I want to help my team win. I never thought about Hall of Fame one bit. Obviously, when you retire, people start telling you, like, "Hey, you had a Hall of Fame career. You got a chance to be a Hall of Fame." But I never when I put my shoes on, I thought about Hall of Fame.
Just the most humble, the most kind. That answer was actually in response to Grant's question on that call. Grant, one of the best center fielders to ever play the game, of course. And Andruw, we've been waiting for him to get this call to the Hall. The longtime Atlanta Brave, now a Hall of Famer. Obviously, we wanted this to happen for such a long time, but how incredible is this moment for Jones?
Yeah, I think it's a great one, and obviously this is kind of an unparalleled journey to Cooperstown when you look at what it took on the voting just to get him there. I mean, he had to basically 10x his support from the first year. Actually, that wouldn't have gotten him in. He would have had to 10x it from the second year. He was about 7 to 7.5%. You got to get 5% just to stay on the ballot. So his climb was impressive. But I think people started to realize the steady greatness of Andruw Jones over the course of the peak prime years of his career, and the fact that he debuted at 19. And that's something that not a lot of players are doing. So, he may not have been able to play all the way into his 40s and, maybe pad some stats and do some things. And I know he kind of, and he said, I kind of fell apart a little bit later on in the year, or a little bit later on in my latter years of my career. But 434 home runs, 10 gold gloves, multiple-time All-Star. And when you've got all of these Hall of Fame pitchers to a man saying that one of the reasons I'm standing on the stage in Cooperstown accepting this is because Andruw Jones was so steadily great in center field year after year after year. That kind of gave you everything you needed to know as far as an indicator. He had an awful lot of references, and I'm glad that he was finally able to push it in over the line and get himself into Cooperstown. Very deserving, and I think without peer defensively in center field.
Shout out to Curacao as well. Such an awesome representation for his home country. And we knew this was coming for Andruw for a very long time. Grant reeled off a bunch of his accolades, and now he gets to be a Hall of Famer at that, Joe. But what is something that you want baseball fans to remember about his very decorated career?
Yeah, I feel very lucky, Maria and Grant, as, I think I was like 9 years old or so when Andruw Jones made his debut. So the majority of his career was spent in my formative years as a sports fan. And the great thing about Andruw Jones is you could go to a game. So every Braves fan that's my age has a memory of going to a Braves game and seeing Andruw Jones make just some unbelievable catch in center field, whether it's the over the shoulder onto the wall or his kind of, trademark almost sprinting in, kind of catching the ball while he's running in towards the plate. I mean, he was just incredible in the outfield, and obviously had kind of a storybook entrance to his career, coming on really strong in that playoffs in '96 and hitting big World Series home runs against the Yankees. So just a tremendous career, and has the great thing is that everybody has their own memory of Andruw Jones making some unbelievable play.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I think we're all fortunate to get to know Andruw on a personal level. He's just the best guy, the nicest, so humble, as I said earlier, so deserving of this honor. I could say that a million times, but I don't think Megan Smedley, our producer, would like if I kept doing that over and over. So Grant, now that Jones is a Hall of Famer, we know that there are several Braves that he played with that are Hall of Famers already, or played for that matter. Who do you believe the next Atlanta Brave should be to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I'm going to have to flash back, and it's the guy right here over my left shoulder, Dale Murphy, who had put up an incredible career, an incredible peak, was one of the most popular and one of the most, highest performing players of the 1980s, and I think represents everything great about the game of baseball. And that is what I would love to see, is that kind of career, that kind of life be rewarded with the immortality and that call to Cooperstown. That's the guy that I would stump for. That's the guy a lot of people are stumping for. We're still out there trying to figure out ways to dial up his support. He'll be on that golden or that contemporary era committee ballot coming up in 3 years, and we're looking forward to seeing if he can get over the finish line in a much smaller room, much smaller body of voters, but no less difficult to get to 75%. A support that you need to get into the Hall of Fame.
I think we're all in agreement that Dale Murphy should absolutely be a Hall of Famer. And I think every time I open my Twitter apps or Instagram or whatever, there are people vying for that to happen. So I hope it does come true for him someday. All right, guys, we're going to wrap things up when we come back.